I hate Apple products, just so we're clear. Welcome back, Royals. Hopefully, you had a good holiday weekend and you're enjoying preparing for the holiday coming up. Also, I believe the shopping strike is over. I would say still support whatever businesses you want to support first. Stay away from the ones that we know we're supposed to stay away from and enjoy for the holidays. I understand kids and things are off limits, so we're still going to buy for them because they don't understand what's going on. But being on strike and things like that and standing up for what you believe includes sacrifice. And we can teach our kids that sacrifice is inclusive of them as well, but not sacrificing, of course, their happiness within reason. Tonight's topic is going to be more short stories. We have three of them. And for our hot topics, it is going to be, of course, Kandi and Todd and their prenup showdown. Our girl Kandi don't play, win for the team. And then also Milagro Gramz and Meg Thee Stallion. She won her case and what that means. I'll have our co-host introduce herself and then we will get started.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Hope everybody had a great day today.
Good. How was your day?
I had a very good day today.
Good. I love to hear it. How was your holiday? How's mommy? Fill us in.
Yes, we had a good holiday. We did non-traditional. We
Okay.
went to Benihana's because my
Mm.
mom is still in a nursing home. So I was able to get her out for a couple of hours. So we went to Benihana's. So she enjoyed herself. And it was actually very crowded. It was super crowded.
Really?
I mean, I was shocked. All of us were shocked. I was like, so if we really didn't make reservations, we would not have got up in here. That's how packed it was.
Oh, wow. I've been hearing more this year that, some people is like, oh, it don't feel like the same. They want to do something different. And
It was
uh,
actually very nice.
yeah,
I said that, and I've seen a lot of people saying now instead of being at home for holidays, they do holiday trips. Like for Christmas Day, but I was like, you know what, that ain't really bad at all. Like I'm start looking into that, and it was like that's their kids' Christmas gifts too. Even though they still maybe get them like a one gift or something, but that they rather their kids have memories of them going different places on vacation for Christmas than getting something for Christmas that they ain't really gonna use that much. And I was like, that makes perfect sense. Like
to
I
be
really,
honest, yes.
yeah, I actually really like that a lot.
I do. I like that idea of giving them because this is the thing with change should come elevation. And to be quite honest, most of our kids get things throughout the year. They
Yep, they
get things
don't
for
even
their
need
birthday.
nothing
They
for.
don't even need anything.
Mm-mm.
So why not make it where, mom and dad get to have an opportunity to relax and you create memories together. Nobody's tired. You actually enjoy a new place every time. And it don't have to be both major holidays. It could be one of them. But I think that that's a good idea. And I was really wanting to do that. So thank you. Now I don't feel so bad. But that's what
Mm-mm.
I want to start doing too. I think that's
Yep.
a good idea. Okay, so in the Milagro case, we're going to start with that one. Yes, Meg the Stallion won that case. People are making insinuations that it wasn't as much as the Tasha K and X, Y, and Z. However, it wasn't about that because let's just be honest. The 2 million that was awarded to Cardi from Tasha to Cardi, that's not a big deal. To Tasha, it is a big deal. Some
Mm-hmm.
of these things are not about the money. They're about the principle and wanting you to understand you've made a mistake and you need to stop. Here's where I will say, where there is new media, you're not exempt from the rules and get to say whatever you want to say. From the point you press that camera, you become monetized, you fall under the same rules of what you want to be considered, which is media. For those that don't know, or Ro, would you like to give, or do you know um, how the whole thing started with,
I don't know nothing about this case.
okay,
That's why when I seen it, I was like, what is she like? I was wondering what happened. I don't know
yes,
nothing about this case.
okay, so perfect. Then I will start. So Tory Lanez right now is behind bars, but the legal battle for Meg Thee Stallion just took another turn, and she was awarded a major victory in defamation case that wasn't about the shooting itself, but about the rumors after the shooting. So what happened was there was a content creator on YouTube, Milagro Gramz, who made a video in this deep fake corn, meaning that it's not real, and you infiltrated somebody in that. The verdict that set a massive precedence over every content creator out there, and what the new line accountability means for being a media outlet. So one of the things that happened is because Lanez went to prison, um, it became like a smear campaign. She's lying and those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you really think about it, or even go and look, Meg was really upset as it related to this particular content creator more than any other, because the entire platform was built on talking about Meg Thee Stallion, and it was in favor of Tory Lanez, even after a guilty verdict. Well, if you follow the case and you can look it up, Meg Thee Stallion is not the one who wanted to file the charges anyway. She's the one who said, oh, it was glass. She didn't want to say that it was a bullet because Black men get in trouble, all of these things. He then tried to bribe her and the other girl, Kelsey, and he went on talking too much and saying different things. But Meg did not. She actually did a whole report saying that it was glass. She didn't say anything about an attack or anything like that. When she went on Gail, she was asked, did you sleep with him? She immediately said no, because again, she's trying to keep certain things out. And in turn, this Milagro girl, in favor of Tory Lanez, called those things out for Meg being a liar. But I think if we can all sit back, it's the time you got pulled over for a ticket, for those type of things. And that to me showed more hurt, because it's a woman that looks like you. You were actually the one that was injured. You went through the case and you didn't get up on the stand and perjure yourself. You told all the truth. And it was exact opposite of what you said before, which proves you tried to keep the man out of trouble. He did that to himself by talking too much. But once again, the good old boys club came together and it went against Meg. But then this another Black girl went against him too, became close with Tory, the family, all of these things. And it ended up landing in a space where Meg let her know she was going to sue. And like Tasha K, she didn't pull back. Difference is Tasha K didn't know. Tasha K was way at the beginning of her career. Tasha K even tuned in and tried to tell her, hey, don't do this. Do it like this. You don't have the right. Gave her all the tips. She didn't want to take them. So it really did land in court. It really did land in court. It was in Florida. And she won. The damages awarded was $75K, and then the judge reduced it to $59K. Those people saying that $59K is not a lot of money, that's because you're comparing. But if that was a bill that was set on your lap, how would you? Come on, Ro. Like,
y'all got $59K to just give?
Right. Because what if Meg was, listen, let me tell you something from a business perspective. Meg was absolutely trying to pull a point, because it's two things she could have did that she didn't do from my perspective. One, she could have actually pulled her content data and saw how many videos she's made versus how many were all about Meg. That would have proved the case right at the top. You literally became famous because you went against her hard and you kept having contact with Tory Lanez. So you were his voice box. So hopefully he's going to pay this for you. And you bragging, you in the comments, you calling her out her name. You dug up her parents' history from her mom. Apparently her mom got a case for stealing back in college, and she pulled that up. Now, you know, this girl just lost her mama. Everybody knew she was having mental health issues, but you still kept going because you got internet famous. Just that one alone. Let me stop right there. How would you handle that, bro? With already the pressures of everything and losing your mom?
I would probably do it the same way. Sometimes you got to do it the legal way rather than the street way. So, but did it work? Like, is she quiet now, or is she still talking?
So I didn't see any new videos from her today. The trial verdict was yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the trial verdict was yesterday. Um,
Yeah, you got to do it the real way. I mean, the legal way sometimes. I would probably do it that way too if I was her.
so then the next thing she did was she pulled out data on her deceased dad and was like, oh, he was an alcoholic. Look at her drinking like this. She's an alcoholic like him. It runs in the blood and all of this stuff. So then she attacked the deceased dad.
Yeah, that's too much. I probably wouldn't have had. Yeah, good she did it that way because I probably would have had to handle her the street way.
Because think about the other things that was happening. Nikki
Yeah,
was
that's
also
a
coming
lot.
for her.
Yeah, you don't do that. Like I can see if you coming for her and Tory Lanez, but her mama and her daddy that are no longer like that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's they say cyberbullying.
And that's what so that was one of the cases was defamation and cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm.
The defamation was in relation to her going on and saying that she lied. And she put it on other platforms and was even going so far as to if people made content, she would be in the comments, like making sure that she let people know, oh, I know for sure she lied on the stand. When the truth is on the stand, she told the truth. In the interviews where it's not legal, nothing like that, is where she told the lies. But she told them to cover up for the boy. It wasn't to cover up for her. Even to the tune of she's not friends with Kelsey anymore because Kelsey started rubbing elbows with him. I don't know. All I know is that legally, people better start taking more time to think about what they say. You cannot build an entire platform on talking about a particular topic so much and you never give a break in there. You was literally all gas, and the more people pumped you up, the more people went with what you said. You guys made it worse for her. We've been talking lately about how this cyber thing is really going to people's head and making them feel bigger than life. Well, this is a perfect example because one of the questions she asked was, how come you're not as mad as Joe Button for saying something, but you are this upset about her? And she was like, because you're another woman, because your whole channel and it blew up over hating me. So to me, if you only have 40,000 people, that's 40,000 people dedicated to hearing things about me and hating me, and it could do things to me because they're never even telling you where you're wrong. They're pumping you up. Where Joe Biden, she was like, no shade. He could have millions of followers, but that's not his only content. They're there for hip hop. And let's just be honest, he made one hit. Like people ain't paying attention to him like that. But her whole platform was built on this. And statistically, that is true. That's the other thing she could have pulled in. Last thing she could have did, if she really wanted to just take this girl's money, she could have said, I want the records pulled. Every dime you've ever received on all of those things, I want it back. And I want it to go to a charity. Oh, that was the other thing, bro. She made a little piece of one of her things was like, oh, suicide awareness, blah, blah, blah. And up behind her on the green screen, she has something mimicking Meg Thee Stallion for suicide awareness. You can't just say whatever you want, y'all, for that clickbait shock value. You gotta have a heart.
A lot of these celebrities to start suing these bloggers.
Mm-hmm.
What they gonna have to do. Shit.
Mm-hmm. And just like Cardi, she warned the next person that do this is gonna be on. And that was one of the questions as well. Well, why are you only suing her, not everybody else? She said, who said I'm not suing nobody else? Because technically, why would I pay a team to sue a bunch of people when I need to sue one and see how it goes? Because this is new media. You guys we want to be seen as new media. Well, we have to follow the rules and all of that. Even tabloids can only go but so far. What's the people that follow you around? Remember, they used to follow the people around and try to get the pictures. They couldn't go but so far either. They have rules, you guys.
I can't even think of their names no more. It's not the
Paparazzi. Paparazzi.
Yeah, paparazzi.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
paparazzi. Yep, we used to have paparazzi, and they could not get close enough where I can grab your camera and throw it, because some people, if they got that close, especially when they had their kids with them, remember it was a whole era where they was taking the cameraman's cameras and they would try to sue them, and they would be like, how are you that close? You technically were like violating their space or whatever. So this has changed things. And of course, people like Armand, Tasha K, and so on and so forth, they didn't want to be considered media or something, because if they were, then it was certain protections or certain rules that would be applied. But they wanted the protections of being media. And I'm like, y'all, you got to follow the rules. And Tasha K, you know better than that. You got a whole legal team. If people don't want to do it right to build their platform, then don't do it. She could have easily just taken a break in between her content and not made such horrible content and been bragging about having contact with the family because you wanted to seem like he was important. Now let's see if I ain't seen them make no posts about you, that they stood behind you. I didn't see them show up in court with you. Y'all gonna stop letting this here internet make you thought you was popular because Tory Lanez was flirting with you and put your little name in a song. Child, I cannot. Fix it, child. Fix it. Okay. Now, Kandi Burruss, next hot topic. Kandi Burruss and this Todd. So, oh my gosh. On November 21st in Fulton County, Kandi officially filed for divorce. These are the facts of the case. Officially filed for divorce. The date listed for separation, because those are two different dates, is July 15th, 2025. She initially asked for joint custody, joint legal custody of Ace and Blaze, and then also for the enforcement of the prenuptial agreement. And then one line on there, let me know Todd was going to be a female dog. The one line that said, we will follow child support guidelines as stated in Georgia policy. Because then what happens? Todd wants full custody of the kids.
I wonder, did he really say that?
That he wants full custody? I saw the documents.
He have them a lot.
I saw the documents. That's still not a reason, because you have them a lot because of the agreement that you two had as a married couple. But you also, when it's time for you to go and do the whiz and do all of these other things, you right there next to Kandi. You just want to use that because she's more busy than you are. But if you were just as busy as her, you would be right there with her. So I don't think that one's kind of cool. You guys have the setup that you have, and she didn't try to, come in with some big old legal team and do that. She did it fair, joint for everything, which is what you all discussed to begin with. He's also now saying, so he wants full custody, and then he's also now saying that he was pressured by Kandi's legal team to sign the final documents for the prenup right before the wedding ceremony without notice or consultation of his team. And this is the legal basis that he's trying to go off of for saying that he signed under distress, and he wants to have those things revoked. I will play a video, and then Ro will give her feedback first, because this video, honey, Kandi don't play about her ish. And for reference for anyone, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's always good to do legal documents when you guys are in love and everything is so amazing. And these days, because we have our phones, it's always good to record as well, if you can. And he did it willingly. So let's take a look in case we don't remember.
Up against my lawyer's advice. In the end, I know all this legal stuff is not going to keep me from being with Kandi. You do many of these on the day, Malay?
I have done a couple.
Yeah.
All right, I'm rolling. Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, ready. Okay. This is a video recording of the execution of the prenuptial agreement between Kandi Lanice Burris and Todd Tucker. You acknowledge that you've had a sufficient amount of time and opportunity to fully consider the prenuptial agreement and to request changes to the prenuptial agreement.
Yes.
You understand that you are giving up your rights to periodic alimony, lump sum alimony, alimony in kind, attorney's fees and expenses of litigation, property settlement, equitable distribution, and community property.
Yes.
You understand that wife may dispose of any of her separate property as defined in the prenuptial agreement without your participation or signature.
Yes.
You believe that the provisions of the prenuptial agreement are fair.
Yes.
You understand that wife may dispose of any of her separate property as defined in the prenuptial agreement without your participation or signature.
Yes.
You believe that the provisions of the prenuptial agreement are fair, just, reasonable, and equitable.
Yes.
You are signing the prenuptial agreement freely and voluntarily without coercion or other undue influence by wife or any third party.
Yes.
There have been no threats of bodily or other harm or other actions against you amounting to coercion, compelling you to act against your free will to sign the prenuptial agreement.
No.
Todd, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. You just ready to get this over with?
Yes.
Okay, you're done.
I'm good. I'm signing this prenup to prove once and for all that I'm in this relationship because I love Kandi, not because I want her money. I'm almost now.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
So, having seen that, what do you feel?
I think that he should have signed it or went over it before the day of their wedding, because he probably just really did sign it just so. That's not the day of the wedding?
That's the day of the wedding. But before that, there's another clip of him and Kandi was in the bed together, and they was discussing the prenup, and he was saying that he wanted just two things changed. And she said, okay, you want just those two things changed. And then she said, are you sure you don't want to push back the wedding so you can have more time to consider? I don't want to pressure you, and I don't want you to feel like we have to rush. We can push the date back. And he said, no, I don't need to push the date back. I just want the 30 days changed, and I want it changed of if I pass. Those are the only two provisions that he
I
wanted.
can't remember because I know I watched all this in real time, but
Right.
again, that was
You know
11
they
years.
pulling all the clips now.
Yeah.
I saw that one earlier. And I thought I had remembered that, and it was. She brought up several times pushing back the wedding, and he was saying no.
I don't know. I low key feel like Todd should get something out of that. And the only reason
What do
why
you mean
I
by
don't think
something? Well, let's clarify the something first.
he
Because what do you think he's
get
not
some-
getting?
Huh?
What do you think he's not getting that he should?
Well, I don't know what he is getting. I
Okay.
think that he should, whatever that they did together, because they did do a lot of ventures together. They
Right.
made a lot of money together. I think they should split that.
Okay,
But-
so check. That one's in there.
Okay. I don't know. I gotta see why they broke up first. But I do feel like when I heard that Kandi and Todd was getting a divorce, I felt sad about it, because I felt like Todd didn't really even get a fair chance from the beginning because of the family and everything. Like, they was against him from the beginning. So he had to endure a lot of bullshit with that family, and then people saying that he only with her for his money, for her money and all that. So I feel like he didn't even really have a fair chance at the marriage from the beginning, because everybody always was saying with Kandi, Kandi was only with him for the money. And I don't think that's why Todd was with Kandi. I actually do think that.
I don't.
You don't think he was with her? You don't think he loved her?
No, I agree. I don't. You said I don't think he was with her for the money. I said I don't.
Yeah, I don't think he was with her for the money. I actually think.
Not initially, I don't.
Yeah, I think he really did love Kandi. So I hate that. I feel like he should be compensated just for all the bullshit he had to go through with Mama Joyce, first and foremost, for her. He should be given some money for that, having to deal with that for 11 years. That probably would be it. I don't think that he probably don't need no spousal support. or none of that stuff, because like I said, Todd got his own money. It's not like he's broke at all. So I don't think that he needs no money, but I do feel like that he should be given a lump sum for having to deal with Mama Joyce and that bullshit for 11 years.
Yes.
Go.
Okay.
I need.
Let's see. Let me see. The comment says they was against him because he wasn't it. What do you mean by he wasn't it? So my opinion, he should get exactly what he signed for. And this is the reason why, because whatever he had before, he could have multiplied it because she wasn't touching it. And also the money that they made together and the money that they lost together. I think that unfortunately, something is making me believe, never mind. I don't want to know the reason why, because it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter unless one was going to be left with nothing. The only time I feel like the reason why it should matter is if like you have a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad and they didn't venture off and do any of the things that they were going to do because they devoted to the marriage. Mm-hmm. Then I feel like it should be split. If the one sitting at home wasn't a cheating or doing nothing like that, so they didn't contribute to the demise of the marriage, then I feel like it should be different. But if it is where both parties will actually be fine, and
yeah, I think that they will be fine. Okay, that's another part I don't remember is if Kandi and Todd bought that house together, that house that they in, or did Kandi buy that house before she married Todd? I can't remember.
That one I remember, because I remember she bought the house because I remember that's where the 30 days came in. He was saying, why should I have to get up and leave if something happens right away? At least give me time. I could stay in the back house or something. It's a whole nother wing to this house. In that same episode, he was saying it. I'm gonna see if I could Google it and find it.
I was trying to remember
so we could watch it because I remember that.
Yeah, I remember her buying the house, but I could not remember if Todd was there because I remember Phaedra and them trying to, Sheree and them trying to clown her, saying the area that it was in. But when we seen Kandi house, we was like, her house bigger than all y'all houses.
Period. Yes. That's why Todd was like, how I'm gonna go from this shit right here to just being out in 30 days.
Like,
so I understood
I couldn't remember if they bought that house together. But
she bought the house.
I don't think that Todd would be bad. I think Todd would be fine. But I do remember Kandi telling Todd to sell that apartment in Jersey. I remember Kandi telling him to do that. Because he was happy to show her that and everything. And she was looking at this like, she was telling him he needed to sell it. And he was like, why do I need to sell this? Like, I remember.
Well, maybe it wasn't a good venture. We don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. It could be that was a bad thing because she's better in that area and he's better in the area of entertainment and things like
production
that.
And stuff like that.
Yeah. So I don't think it was a bad.
I just feel bad for them, but I will still say 10, 11 years is a good run for a marriage to me in this day and time. And then being in the spotlight, 11 years is a good run for any celebrity marriage.
It's a good run, but that's sad because they have kids.
I'm telling you, I was sad when I seen it. I was hoping that it was a rumor.
Me
and I
too.
remember my cousin called me and was like, "You think that that's true?" And I was like, "No," because Kandi had thanked Todd on that Bravo thing.
I knew it was true. I watched her show. She does this show with Riley, and then it'll be another mom and daughter. And I saw when her ring, because I watched the show, I was like, her ring is gone. And I was like, I wonder. It was a show with her and Tammy Roman, and her daughter was on the show. And Candy's ring was
I know when Tammy was talking, yeah. But they said they've been separated for a while, but I still think it was they had a good run, but I did feel sorry because I'm like, dang, I feel like they let everybody, not everybody, but the people that hated on him win. But that's why I said I wonder what happened.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back, though? Because for your separation date to be one date and your divorce date to be another date, that means you're trying to do something in between them.
That it was something to do with another, you know how they was like Tiana Taylor and her husband. They would bring other females into their bed. And they said that.
And I heard he got somebody pregnant.
Yeah, now, but I didn't see that
So
confirmed.
I don't know. None of it is confirmed.
Yeah, so it was
I don't know.
the girlfriend. So that to me, that one made sense, the girlfriend part, because you just can't be doing that all the time. Even if you making people sign documents to say you ain't gonna say nothing, it's gonna mess up.
To be honest, I don't actually care what was. I would believe anything that they said because everything is these days, all of this stuff. But between them, I still hold them at a higher standard. I do. And anything that happened in their marriage that they tried to work through, if they're truly not happy, then I just wish they could have moved forward better because the original document that Kandi did, it was fair. It was no fighting in it or nothing. And I feel like Todd, because of what you just said, so many people saying so many bad things. He wanted for money. He got to beat his chest and he's trying to hurt her by taking the kids is just what I believe. Because if it was amicable, not in tabloids, she not saying nothing bad. All she's saying is, I'm really hurt. I've been trying to be okay, but I'm really hurt. But not no blame or nothing. They should have left it like that. I expect more from them.
But did they show the actual papers of him saying that he wanted full custody?
It's in the court documents because she also requested, because people been right there to pull the court documents. She also requested, like Tiana Taylor did, can we shut this down and make this private so people can stop pulling every single document? So she requested that, and Todd doesn't want that.
What?
That's why I said they're disappointing me, Todd. Stop doing this. You already was out partying the same day she said she was sad. They was against him because it wasn't it. Let me catch up. Why wouldn't he sign the prenup? He did sign it. Why is this thing not moving fast enough? And he stayed to prove a point. I really believe he stayed to prove a point. I believe listen, tell me if you guys have experiences. Let me read the rest of the comments, and then I'm gonna ask that. Stick a pin right there. Next comment is that's it. That's all. Period. You stay to prove a point. Okay, and then the next one, he should be given something. Okay. Is that what you guys see? Nope. Listen. First of all, let me tell y'all something. The way I could throw this Apple computer out of my house, I don't see how y'all deal with them. They are the most trash I have ever had. And I don't care if I ever get an Apple deal. This computer does all of this shit. How is my phone running better? My second phone runs better. My HP computer, my other computer, but this $9 million Apple computer, y'all see me having problems on it all the time. It is ridiculous and it is getting on my nerves. It is not the user. Okay. It is the brand. Thank you. It's irritating. Okay. So after she put her foot down. So this, I'm sorry, you guys, if you don't send me the comments, I don't understand what a lot of your comments mean. She should be given something after she put her foot down. I don't understand. If you guys want to call and say something, that's fine because it's breaking up the show. I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, so stick a pin right there about he stuck around to prove something. So what I was going to say or ask about that, and then we'll move on to the short stories. I have a question, unless Ro wants to say something else as well. Okay, okay. Think about it within your tax bracket. At some point or another, some of us have dated a man, had a baby by a man, married a man. And this man sees you from afar and dates you because they're like, oh, she got her shit together. She real nice. She real chill. She real all of those things. And they treat you so nice. They do all of these things, right? And then when they get closer to us and see, oh, damn, that was only a part of what I saw. This girl is a beast. She's doing X, Y, and Z. There's a huge percentage of us that have dated men that have treated us different after they got closer and saw different things that we do, whether it be from jealousy, whether it be from I can't do nothing for you, whatever you want to mask it under, that a lot of us has heard. You too independent. You act like you don't need nothing. I believe that that's where his problem really came in, because what he saw was somebody that was really wet behind the ears in a particular space. And although she made money, he wasn't aware of the depth of how she made money, as well as the depth of potential she had if she just had one other piece. He was the one other piece. They went together really well. So instead of seeing it as, let me pull my wife in from doing, let's just say, the shy, let me pull her in and we do this amazing thing together so we can have this. I think he became lazy, because one of the complaints she had, it was a show that he did on YouTube, and he would have her in the background, like while she was glamming and stuff, and he would be talking about stuff. And one of her complaints was, why do you have to go out so much? And his response was, but I was doing that before we got married. Excuse me? You need to be at the strip clubs and stuff all the time. She was like, I mean, I get it, you all sometimes. Why do you have to do it all the time? His behavior is very stuck in his ways. She got 3 YouTube channels. You got one with her in the background, which means she's still helping you, and you barely post. You make content that you slick diss her every goddamn show almost. Todd, I see a different person because I've actually tried to support you and see you on your show, and some of it, all it did was trigger me for some of the shit that I've heard within my tax bracket. So all that means is y'all men need to stop, because I really believe if you would have not done some of those things, I believe you got into a get back era. That's what I believe. And you wanted to humble her, and you wanted to put her in her place, and you shifted your brain. You had a really good thing. You're really good in your area. That's why they introduced y'all. And instead of capitalizing on that, you listen to the Mama Joyces, you listen to the comments, you instead went out and partied more, and you shouldn't have. You should have been really proud of your wife, and you should have been right there with your wife, focused on that. And I'm sorry, but I didn't see you do that. And I really love y'all together. And I thought you was gonna be like everything. You let me down a bit, because I heard you say the stuff myself, and it wasn't cool. And everybody knew you was sneak dissing her, and she never once responded like you was sneak dissing her. She still try to, you know, you couldn't even do your show without her in the background. Why? Why didn't you do a gentleman show? You didn't do anything, and now you blaming her. I don't think that's cool. The day before the wedding, after she put her, he signed after she put her foot down the day before the wedding. Well, she said the wedding wasn't going to go on because she had been putting her foot down. And that's why she double locked it by sending in. So in that room wasn't just the lawyer, it was 2 other people there also, plus the camera. Facts, I agree with that statement. Oh. And that's what children do, throw tantrums. Yep. He needs to grow up, very much so. And she was a boss before they got married. Exactly. Another thing I don't like, and I never really did, it was okay for you to jump into the super millionaire lifestyle, but when she tried to do things for your daughter, you didn't allow those things to happen. But she could put you in a new car and do all of these things, but you literally let it come out of your mouth that your daughter was good enough for a Honda Civic. That's another thing that made my antennas go up, because a man like that, I know men like that in my real life too, and I think that's garbage. You said he wanted stuff for you, and it's okay, but you quick to say your kids don't really need nothing. And you watched her live a
I
period
can
life.
understand why he was saying that, but for him to get it too, because he was saying he didn't want his daughter to be basically how Riley was. Like, and you see how Riley was on that show when she said she spent, I forgot, it was a lot. And Kandi was like, on my car that I put money on for you every month, you spend all that in the club to impress some white people.
But
So
Todd spends all that money in the club to try to impress
I
people.
understand why he was saying he didn't want his daughter, but not a Honda Civic. Like, she could at least get
Right.
something better than
You
that.
have to go
But
that
I can
low.
understand him wanting them to be humble and
Absolutely.
still make your own money. Like, y'all still, like, that's still Kandi in their money. Like, no. Some kids need to be, but it seemed like his daughter actually has a
She
good
seems
head on.
super humble though.
She do. She seemed like she has a good head on her shoulder.
Yeah, I think
the daughter
so.
would be okay.
I think she would have been okay too. Why not? You work in production and she out there going to school for that and you don't help her and extend the olive branch. It remind me of like those old Southern women that be like, well, I suffered through it so you can suffer through it. But Todd, you're literally sitting here and enjoying every piece of that. Doesn't make any sense. You didn't have to go as low as a Honda Civic. I get at 16, you don't need a Porsche or
Yeah.
something like that. I don't agree with that either. I don't care how much money you have.
And
I
that's what
agree.
he was doing for Riley. Just think, Riley's first car was what?
She
Range
could do
Rover.
whatever she want to for her daughter. But for his daughter, it's not fair that she the only one out of the whole family that get
But just think he was telling
little
her not
piece.
to do that for Riley either.
Right? But I'm saying there was a medium, a Honda Civic,
Mhm.
bro,
Yeah, that's why I said no. He didn't have to. They didn't have to do it.
not paying her rent when she went to college and telling her she could work and she got it. Like, no, man, that's not cool. And regular people, we say that they shouldn't kick out their child at 18, but this man got all of this money and sitting here and
Yeah.
enjoying it, and we trying to make reason out of it. It was a happy medium. It was a happy medium. They don't like women. Okay. That one is sad. I wish and pray they could amicably settle this because they still have children. They deserve to be happy. Both of them are in the limelight. Whatever hurt, why hurt each other further? Why? You don't have to. And a true man don't want to hurt a woman. And a true woman don't want to demean a man. So be nice and seal it. If you have the opportunity to seal it in your state, seal it. Seal it. And y'all got kids. Hey, that's my last question. Do you think they should have to seal it if it includes kids?
I think it should. Well, everybody had a lot of people have kids. I think that it should just be sealed just because the type of people that they are. And like they said, I think it should be able to be sealed. It wouldn't matter what Todd wanted to do. On this, I feel like he's wrong. Like they do need to seal it. Just because who they are.
Oh, because it's high profile.
Yeah. I think
Okay.
it should be sealed. Because a lot of people, have kids and it's not sealed. So I don't think it should just be sealed because you have kids. They got I think it's
But
just
see, I think it should, especially if it includes things, because remember, every statement somebody makes could be in there. So what if the woman has to say, I'm leaving for domestic violence, and it includes reports and things like that? You wouldn't want your kids to see it. So, or maybe if it's sensitive with kids.
I was just about to say my kids would know that would not be nothing I would keep a secret from them.
But don't you think you should have the right to tell them versus the
I would
the world?
Before it would even be a chance to get out. This is why me and your daddy, before I even filed a divorce, this is
Even
why
if they was Blaze and Ace's age,
girl, these kids is smart.
you would tell them?
Yes, they need to understand that.
Okay.
These kids is smart nowadays. They need to understand why their parents don't live in the same house. Me and Amir, mommy and daddy don't live together no more. Mommy has her own house and daddy has his own house.
But you don't have to tell the details.
Well, I wasn't getting abused or nothing. But if I was, I think I still would. These kids, I'm telling you, they're smart.
No, they're nosy. And they have things at their fingertips. Smart,
and if you don't tell them, it's gonna be some way that it get out anyways. Even if they don't have it public records, you tell somebody, and somebody gonna tell somebody to where it's gonna get around.
Okay, well, I have a really good example for that one. Pepper and Tretch's daughter. She found out when the book came out. She did not know what happened between her mom and dad. None of that.
But look how long ago that was.
So what I'm telling you is those same rules could apply now if the information wasn't available to be dispersed.
I know, but you can't go. You need to do an updated person. That back when Tretch and Pepper was together, social media wasn't even out yet.
But the tabloids was in the Inquirer.
I know, but it wasn't how it's available at your palms now. Like you
stop right there. You just said it. I just said it should not be available at your fingertips. That's the thing we need to take away. Then it will be the same effect.
But I'm saying her and the kids now, it's still different. Back then, I could see you not telling your child what happened and them really not knowing. I can see that happening then. Now, hell no. Hell no. They're going to find out. They go to school, kids, parents. Just think how fast these little girls and stuff is. These kids watch up. They own it. Well, I won't even say fast. They own the internet all day long, and then
Right.
their parents is on the internet and they watch the stuff. They go to school. Like
But
they're
you're
going to
missing
find
the
out.
point. If it's not available, it couldn't make it to anybody. It would remain a
No,
secret.
we were saying will we tell you? We were saying will we
No,
tell?
I'm saying don't make it available. Do you think they should seal the stuff? And you're saying they will find out anyway, but they won't find out anyway if the thing is sealed.
I think
That's what I'm saying. If you
but
seal
I
it,
still think in this day and time, kids they'll find out. I think it's still, even if it's sealed,
okay.
I think that you still should tell your kids, because I'm telling you,
Yeah,
they
tell them
still,
when it's time. But I think this is too young for them. If that was the case, obviously we're not saying that that is what happened with Todd and Kandi. What we're saying is things can get real muddy and get real detailed when you're going through a case, is what we were saying. But we're not saying that that's what happened with them. I just happened
no,
to
we
ask
didn't
the
say that
question.
at all.
Yeah, I
But
just
I
want to make sure
think
that
that
that's clear.
it can be sealed, but I still feel like they should still sit down and talk to the kids,
Yeah,
because it's still gonna be some kind of way. Just think now,
because
well,
it's
it's
going
out there.
astray.
Yeah, it's out there, but still, they are young. But I
And then
still
with a
think
mama like Mama Joyce,
exactly.
she might end up telling.
He gonna be
I
that's
did
what I'm saying. It don't even if it is, so it's gonna be somebody raggedy like Mama Joyce that's gonna be like, yeah, your daddy was a user. That's why I said that's why I feel like Todd
be so cold.
he should be paid for his pain and suffering for Mama Joyce. I don't care what nobody
When they
says.
sue Mama Joyce, don't sue Kandi.
Yeah, for his pain and suffering.
For his pain and suffering, sue her. Oh, that's a maternal lawsuit. Sue her for defamation of character. She got money.
Oh, she a cold piece.
She is. She is indeed a cold piece. Okay, so we are going to read two stories tonight. I'm going to cut it down to two because that one was a good conversation, especially considering they want to seal the case now. And I think when it starts getting ugly, I think it should be. But to Rose's point, do you have to tell your kids? Yes, you do eventually have to tell your kids, because Peppa's daughter found out on the show. She really tried to keep the book from her and everything. What I do want to say is that was amicable, because nobody in the family told, nobody around him told.
Yeah, that
And
was real good.
that is a good support system, and that goes to show our integrity from back in the day, which goes back to certain things should not be touched. And back in the day, they was respected, especially in media. You were responsible for that. They deserve to have that conversation with their own daughter. That's really important. Stop looking at people's life. Too much. Okay, let's see. The first story is the air mattress stalker. Let's see. My wife went out of town and I hit the club like a man who temporarily forgot his vows. I hooked, and I just got done talking about girl.
Look, I'm trying to listen like
Girl, okay, hold on now. Listen. I hooked up with a few women, but one, Rika, tried to turn the one night stand into something deeper. To get her off of me, I admitted I was married, but lied and said if I wasn't married, I'd date you seriously. Huge mistake. My wife came home. Everything was normal until Rika started standing outside in the mornings, waiting on me like it was her job. At first, she stood across the street. Then she moved directly in front of my house. Next day, she came wearing the same club outfit like she was trying to trigger my memory. I ignored her. But when Rika dragged an air mattress onto my lawn, laid on it, and started pleasuring herself in broad daylight, my wife came running inside screaming that I needed to call the police. I'm terrified that if I call the police, Rika will shout the truth about us. She is unhinged, unpredictable, and bold enough to go live on social media. What do I do?
that's what I'd be like, is this for real? Like it's
So listen. Okay, pay attention, okay? Pay attention for real. I'm about to tell you something. There was a person in high school that did this, except obviously the mattress, but it was a person in high school that did this. And after high school, literally would walk past the house and the mama caught him. It's a person we've been talking about a lot lately too. She did it. Apparently we have sense, but others do not have sense. Walking around in
That's
hoodies
why
in the
men
summer.
need to quit cheating and stuff. You sit up here letting these raggedy spirits inside you. That's crazy.
And I'm gonna write it down so I can tell you after.
That's just crazy. You might as well call the police.
Don't you have to call the police? The neighbor's gonna call the police because she's indecent exposure.
She said that, I'd be like, she is crazy. Like that you should learn your lesson after that. Even if he wouldn't have said he was married and would just said it was a one night stand, she crazy. She probably still was gonna do that.
Because you said if I wasn't married, I'd date you seriously.
Yeah, quit. So now she's trying to make it to where you're not married, so you can date her serious.
So should he tell the wife the truth or go on what you said and say she's crazy and make her 5150?
I would
Should
just
play that side of it or just go ahead and tell the truth?
I would just say she's crazy.
Just say she's crazy.
Who in their right mind would think somebody would go out here and do something like that? I would just say she's crazy. Hell, she already looking crazy doing that. Like, ma'am, what? I might have saw you at the club, but come on now. Like, how did she even know where he lived? Did he bring her back to his house?
Uh-huh.
That's what I want to know. How did she know where he lived?
He had to. He had to bring her back to.
Oh yeah,
you did too much. You're too cheap to get a hotel.
You might as well just go on and tell the truth. I had to say it out loud to think about it. If she wouldn't know where, yeah, because she shouldn't. You should. Oh gosh, boy, that's on you. Tell the wife the truth.
Tell her the truth and shame the devil. You might as well confess.
You scandalous and you raggedy for bringing another woman back. You already raggedy just for having sex with another woman and you're married, but to bring her back to your house,
you went out one night and lost your mind.
Yeah, like that is insane. No, go on and tell the wife.
Okay,
that's
so
fine. Want to stay with your ass.
Okay, so final verdict: staying with the wife. How does he know what he live and tell the truth? That's what mom said. You guys, the comments are on the screen on the left side, if you didn't notice that they are there. So let's see the next story. I married a man I don't even want. Now he's leaving me for someone pregnant.
Why did you marry him then?
Let's see, babe. Let's see, twin. Let's see.
Look, I'm like, why did you marry him then?
I don't know, but we're about to see. Let's see what it says. It says, I don't like my husband anymore. Let me see. It says, let me move this comment off the screen. Give me just a minute. I'm so sorry because then it will go with the next story. I need my clips to be right. Okay. I don't like my husband anymore. Honestly, I'm not sure I ever liked him. My cousin had a beautiful wedding and I wanted one too. That's the real reason I said yes. Isn't that your number one offense, Ro? Okay, let me keep reading, boo. Don't come in hot yet. Hold on. I was excited during the planning, the dress, the bridal party, the attention. Hold on, Ro. Hold on. But the day after the wedding, reality hit me like a bus. I was miserable. I didn't want to sleep with him. I didn't want him touching me. I started scheduling sex once a month because he's so out of shape that it feels like a chore. So I would get drunk beforehand just to get through it. I fantasize about other men every time. A month ago, he took me to my favorite restaurant. I thought he was surprising me. No, he introduced me to his female friend who was visibly pregnant with his child. He told me they're in love and that I should renew the lease on my own because he's moving out. Oh, I'm humiliated.
Well, she should be happy.
Let me finish. Two more things. I'm humiliated. I can't afford to live alone. He is my husband, and the embarrassment is eating me alive. How do I win him back?
Girl, take
Give
that
it to her,
and
Rose.
you either want
Give
to
it
be
to her
with
in the real way, because this is real. We know. So
yeah, like you need that's your bad. That's your bad because you should have married him in the first
how
place.
dare you?
And then he crashed dummy his own self because a man knows that if a woman really like him or not. Like, come on now. I can see if she
I
stopped.
think that's why he got somebody and left.
Yeah, I can see if she stopped having sex years down the line because some people do that.
Right.
But
Right.
for girl, you got just what you deserve, and I don't even feel no ways tired for your ass.
So I'm the same. I don't feel no ways tired. See, you got with this man thinking you was better than this man, or that he was gullible enough to actually love you and marry you. You took advantage of him. You treated him poorly. You didn't even try to like him. You was okay with having the advantages that came with this man, but mistreating him forever. And let me tell you why, you little hood rat. Because you said, I can't afford this place on my own. Let me tell you something, what a real boss does. Once you determined you didn't like him and you started taking things away from him and treating him a certain way, you should have had some money to put up, because there is somebody that I know. When I tell y'all, people tell me their business, I'm telling you at work and everything. I should do an HR series. Well, I have this employee who has been with somebody for years, and all of a sudden, I don't want him. I don't want him. He could leave. He could leave. She come in one day crying, and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Oh, he leaving me. How am I going to afford to do this on my own? I said, no, not you. Y'all want to know how much it was that she was going to have to pay? She said, I'm used to paying $800 a month for rent. I pay half. So the full rent is only $1,600, and you on mute, twin.
Oh yeah, you still winning with 1,600.
Is that why you in my office? If you don't get out of my office crying like this, because I didn't have to hear you, and you my elder, I didn't have to hear you tell me about, oh, do this and oh, do that, and men ain't this, and almost 2 years. So you mean to tell me when you started behaving this way and treating your husband this way, you didn't have the money put up? That's what's wrong with people that think they better than the program or think they better than life. Baby, you're not all that either. You could look like Beyonce and he could look like Eeyore. That don't mean that man don't deserve what he supposed to deserve. She could be 500 pounds and you could do too. That don't mean she don't deserve what she deserves. And they're going to find love. Let me tell you why most of all I think they're going to find love. Because they probably meant their vows. So they honoring their marriage. You think God not going to take care of them in the end? Of course. Now, did he violate his marriage by moving forward and getting somebody pregnant? He absolutely did. So he is no more right than she is. But at least we understand why
He did what he did.
Yeah, we at least understand that. Can you imagine your husband scheduling sex with you and treating you like you nobody?
That I know that's very hurtful. Like that would hurt me to my core.
Right? Like, dang. And y'all got common people. Y'all met at a wedding, so you got common people. So she probably treating him like garbage in front of people and everything. Oh well, child. I try to tell the people, you can't keep doing this, okay? Oh my goodness. Okay, let me read the next story, honey. That one went through quick because let me tell you, it don't take much to say what doing the right thing is. I promise you that. I promise you something else too. This damn computer is getting on my nerves. Okay, last story. Okay. So advice for her, girl, start driving for Uber Eats or something like that. Get your life together and have the money ready or downsize. I don't know. Because if something that would have better came for you, you'd have been gone. You don't miss him. Leave that man alone. You don't miss him. You a user. And I hope he see this and know that you're talking about him. Okay. Let's see. Last one. Oh no. Oh brother. I stole my neighbor's husband. Now I'm homeless. I stole my older neighbor's husband and moved him into my place. He isn't financially stable, but he watched my kids and he's great in bed, so we're doing all right. His wife found out and reported me to the state. On October 5th, I got a notice. 30 days to vacate the property because having him there violated my Section 8 housing agreement. Then on November 1st, my kids' SNAP benefits didn't come through. The boyfriend packed up and went right back home to his wife and left me and my kids struggling. I'm out here bad. Women are evil.
That was evil, but I'm like, that was evil. I couldn't do that to no kids.
I couldn't
do that to the kids.
I couldn't.
I just couldn't. Like, your husband still left you, ma'am. So you let him come right back.
But it is the neighbor. You don't be doing that shit. Now I gotta live in my place and watch y'all do that.
Either you don't, and then that just shows you how women settle for less. He not financially stable, but he watches my kids and good. So you letting somebody you don't really even know watch your kids, and just because they're good in bed, like. Hopefully she learned her lessons from this, but I hope that she's able to find some place for her and her kids. I don't like that she did that to them.
Yeah.
If it was just her by herself, then yeah, but the kids, they don't have nothing to do with that.
The only part, okay, so Dad said it's not evil. And my belief is that, so here's where the problem is. Kind of like the Brene and Tim case. More people are paying attention to Akira because she has kids, but they're not paying attention to Devin as much because he doesn't have kids. But both of them were equally impacted in that you changed their household. So whether or not the one woman, we don't know if she has kids or not. So if you took the husband out of that household, and he was contributing there, you didn't care about the downfall of that household. So since you didn't care about the downfall of that household, I don't care about the downfall of your household because we don't know if there are kids in the other house. And even if there were not, if you impact my household and my financial stability, is my homelessness not just as important as somebody else's homelessness? You should have thought about that when you are evil to yourself. You did that to yourself. Because you know you got kids, so you should do everything to secure their home. Why do you got a man in there? She should not have done that though. I don't know which one shouldn't have done it. She got a lesson for real. Yes, she did.
Doing that, but that's still
definitely a lesson. It's messed up. I mean, I might have tried something else before that, but I don't know what. But
she's still trifling too. She's very trifling, but I just feel sorry for the kids.
Oh, of course I feel sorry.
Yeah, involved in.
Yeah, I definitely feel sorry for the kids. But again, this is the mistress writing it, so we don't know if it was kids on the other woman's side. People tend to leave out details that would even out the playing field and stuff like that. You don't take food from the children, and you don't take food from a human. You don't take it from me either. Exactly. I'm gonna have a commenting crash course for y'all. Crash course. Yes, you do not take food from children. You do not take food from humans. Okay, don't take food from me either. I eat. I pay rent. I have lights. I have medical needs, so I'm not important. Let's talk about that. You guys got to be out of your mind. Yeah, you should have thought about that. The wife is not the one wrong. You should have thought about that. They're your kids. Why you don't protect them? You shouldn't have did it. No, she should have thought about her own kids. That is the part right there. You should have thought about that. Because I have done it. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm talking a lot of shit because it's true. Stop thinking because you have kids that your issue is bigger or worse. That woman could have cancer. That woman could have kids as well. That woman could have a sick mama. That woman could be hurt and not working. That woman's house was impacted as well, and she didn't care. It could be anything. That's not my problem, though. But could I have done it in real life? I don't think I could.
Thought about the kids, but I guess she probably not thinking like.
Maybe or we don't know all the details.
Because I was about to say, how did she even know to contact Section 8? Maybe all of them was on Section 8, and she knew that. And that's because how would she know to call Section 8? Like, how would she even know that lady was on Section 8?
I don't know. That's a good one. That's a good one.
But she should have her own kids too. But that's a question. Like, how did she even know that lady was on Section 8 to call and be like, my husband is there.
For her to know her name and all of that information, they must have been neighborly where they talked a little bit.
Yeah.
For her to
Yeah.
have that type of information, you know, that would be that's a regular assumption that we could make, because she has to know her name and stuff. So that's probably why. And some people don't know these things too, and then they call just to find out. Like, they be on a mission when you do stuff to them. They be like, I'm gonna call here, I'm gonna call there. Hell, don't forget, on the World Wide Web, so many people know how to do things now and pull up everything. That's why they put a halt to that doxing mess too, because now with that doxing, I see people don't be doing that shit as much no more, because they see that can go into a lot of different things and it ain't even worth it. Let's see. No, she should have thought about her own kids. I was agreeing with you. Her, right. Her husband probably told her everything about that girl.
Yeah.
What? Oh, she better than you. I don't have to worry. He left because he thought he was going to pay a little bit of money for Section 8, maybe, instead. And she wasn't pressuring him to get a job because it benefited her taking care of the kids. And if he'd have stayed a little bit longer, she'd have probably got him one of them checks where you take care of the kids, like the daycare check or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all got to stop with all this crazy shit.
But
yes,
I don't
we make that up on our own.
I still don't think that they probably would have been able. They can't live there.
Can they live there? No, you probably can. I
don't think that they can live there.
You can. Well, I don't know. In California, you can. I don't know if other states you can, but in California, you can. Yeah. I don't know what state they're in though, but child, these stories is something else. Talking about you're not in love. How you move somebody into your place and you're not even.
That's what I be saying. Women let these men move in, and like y'all got these men around y'all kids. I don't like that. I do not like women do that stuff. Like,
I don't.
Trifling as hell. If you a single woman and you don't have your kids there, that's totally different. But when you have kids, you just let it. I don't care if that's your neighbor. You'll still let a random ass man move in with your kids. I do not like that. I do not, and I never will.
Wait, why she didn't do nothing to the sorry but husband? Don't forget, this is not the wife telling the story. It's the mistress telling the story. So the wife, she wouldn't know what the wife did because it's the mistress. It's not the wife's perspective. Yeah, remember the mistress is saying, I'm out here bad. Women are so evil. It's her. She's saying the boyfriend packed up. So it's not the wife. But would y'all have let him back in?
No. But I'm not surprised that she did. That's how women do nowadays. I wouldn't have.
He was probably her babysitter too. Shit. Yeah. And the kid's daddy in the safest place.
It's just how you had her out there homeless, that nigga needs to be homeless too. He needs to be homeless too.
At least for a little while. Make him suffer a little bit, girl.
Right, that's crazy.
Make him suffer a little bit. I hope he didn't just knock on the door and come back in. Because he don't got nothing. So these niggas is really sliding by because they good babysitters. They good babysitters. Oh, he got good D. That's what she said too, huh?
Yeah, that's the reason why. She said that was the reason why, because he got good D and he watches the kids.
And men are okay with that. Okay. Well, those are the stories for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the hot topics as well as the stories for tonight. If you have any stories that you want me to read, or that you enjoyed on a blog or something, send them in and I will take a look. If not, Chad will be back tomorrow. Well, I will be back tomorrow with an update on the Brene case. I got some court documents today, so I need to open them all. It's things that most of you would probably know, but I don't think my audience would know because you guys don't follow TikTok like that. That's just not the audience that I have. So when I summarize things and bring it, those are some of my highest videos because y'all not finna watch all that shit. Y'all finna listen to me summarize it and keep going. And I love that for us. So I will be back on tomorrow to share those things. because child Renee had in 1 month, she had 25K come in and she had 25K go out. She is paying everything from every meal that they have to his gym membership.
What kind of membership and stuff they got that add up to 25K a month?
She's even paying for, y'all
That's
ready? You ready? She's even paying for, while she filed a petition to say she did not have the resources or time to get an attorney. And that's why she wants her case reevaluated. She's paying for Tim's attorney against Akira. She's even paying for his attorney, but not giving any money to help with those children. She's spending thousands of dollars at Ulta, at TJ Maxx, eating out 5 and 6 times a day at various restaurants for the entire month. Cliffhanger, and I'll say nothing else. She spent $4,000 that particular month on food.
damn.
So I have to comb through the rest of these things.
Like, where y'all eating at? All high end?
Regular places, Red Lobster, Chipotle, places like
$4,000 on regular stuff. What did she get in DoorDash or something? That's crazy.
so I'll be combing through those things tomorrow. I don't personally care if if Akira didn't need help with those kids and that wasn't his wife and those are his children. If you are receiving, I've said it from the beginning, how are you not making sure that your kids is okay? That girl is literally paying for everything from beginning to end. And you don't care that when you at this store, you're not picking up for your kids, that you not help. She is so fixated on hurting Akira, and you're okay with helping her do it, that y'all out here really spending money like this, and you didn't give Akira a dime for those kids. That's where my angle is from. I don't give a fuck if she was 600 pounds and she spent $1,000 on a lobster tail a day. That's your business. My concern is, how could you really be that evil? That's the angle I'm taking it from. And I really, truly think you need a mental evaluation now, because how dare you? And how dare his big ass too, because you wasn't even as big before you got with her. And yes, I'm fat and I'm saying that because my priorities are straight. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. See, give me attitude. I have to wait. So that's what I'll be on tomorrow to talk about. And then I'll be back on Thursday for my regular show. Where can we find you, Rose?
You can find me on Talk to Rose on Thursday nights
At
8 o'clock.
At 8 o'clock. And I will be on at 7, and we will have more short stories. Also, don't forget to buy one or all of my coloring book journals. Great stocking stuffers. They are on sale on Amazon.com throughout the end of the year for $12.99. I promise to do my best to have these other two released by next week so you can buy them. One is Delta-ish. I can say that. One is Delta-ish, and one is for mothers and sons as well, because the sons need to be included. So that is what is coming out next. I just need to finalize some things. Thank you to everybody that has purchased them. Thank you for joining. I hope that you enjoyed the show, and you will be back with me tomorrow and Thursday. Have an amazing countdown to Christmas, and we will see you later. Good night. Like, share, and comment. Oh, yeah, that too. Good night.